Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to, cut through all the noise, stack up the sources, and really get to the strategy behind what's happening in culture.
That's right.
And today, well, we're looking at a recent A-list family holiday moment. One that was maybe not what you'd expect. The Kardashian family Halloween.
Yeah, it was a fascinating pivot, really, because usually with this family and Halloween, you're braced for, I don't know, high fashion horror, maybe some intense prosthetics, really spooky stuff.
Right, something elaborate and maybe a little uncomfortable.
Exactly. But instead, what we got was this full shift. It was all about cutesy comfort, almost, and like major nostalgia. Khloé, Kim, the kids, all dressed as Care Bears.
Hey, Care Bears. And look, this wasn't just, a quick, cute picture for Instagram. We think this was a real masterclass in strategic sentimentality.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today is simple.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly break down why this costume choice felt so intentional. What does it tell us about Khloé as a parent, especially like the sheer effort involved?
Yeah, the effort.
And, maybe most importantly, how does it lock in the brand power of that Kardashian kid crew? The cousins?
It's key. Because when you're talking about celebrity image management, basically every choice they make public, it's communication. It's intentional.
Nothing's accidental.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And this Care Bears theme, it wasn't some random last-minute thing they threw together. It felt deeply sentimental and actually deliberately set up beforehand.
How so?
Well, we know Khloé used the exact same theme, Care Bears, just back in June. For her own 41st birthday party, that's the crucial link.
Ah, okay. So it wasn't just plucked out of thin air for Halloween. It was like pre-validated content.
Exactly. Pre-validated. So if you're looking at it through that brand lens,
Really?
It's not just reusing an idea. It's amplifying a theme they already know works, something meaningful to them.
Right. Like establishing a favorite memory first and then recreating it with the kids.
Right.
Makes it feel more authentic, maybe.
Precisely. It frames it as an established family tradition almost, not just a one-off costume gimmick.
Okay, let's get into the specifics then. This coordinated strategy, visually, it was definitely dominated by that pink cheer bear squad.
Huh.
Maximum impact through unity.
Oh, yeah. They executed that grouping perfectly. You had the two adults leading it, Khloé, 41, and Kim, who's 45, both fully committed, wearing that, iconic bright pink cheer bear suit.
The full fuzzy suit.
The full suit. But what's really strategic is which kids were pulled into that main pink group.
Okay.
They specifically chose Chicago West, that's Kim's daughter, she's 7.
Right.
And Dream Kardashian, Rob's daughter, who's 8.
Got it. So you have this quartet all in matching pink. It's the visual anchor for the whole shoot, right?
Exactly. And it's a classic move when you're managing a big family brand like theirs. You create that cohesive, instantly recognizable group look.
Unity.
Unity, yes. But then you subtly allow for some differences. The unity is the main message, but the individuality keeps it from feeling, I don't know, totally staged or forced.
Okay, so who are the standouts then? The ones not in pink?
Right. That's where Khloé's kids come in. Her daughter, True Thompson, who's 7, she was wearing the purple Cher Bear costume. The one with the lollipop on the belly.
Instantly recognizable, yeah.
And then Tatum Thompson, her son, he's 3. He was in the light blue Wish Bear outfit with the little star badge.
So they're still part of the theme. Clearly Care Bears.
Yes. Still totally consistent. Internally, they're all Care Bears. But allowing True and Tatum those distinct non-pink identities, that achieves external personalization.
What does that signal to the public?
It basically says, look, we're a tight unit, but each of our kids is their own person with their own little role. And for anyone following this brand long term, that's actually crucial.
How so?
It makes sure the next generation isn't just seen as like a generic blob of kids. They're individuals. Individuals whose stories and, future interests the public should probably keep an eye on.
Huh. It's like succession planning, but disguised in fuzzy costumes.
Pretty much.
But wait, this perfect image, this unity, it kind of hides an interesting little contradiction, doesn't it? Yeah. Which takes us to, the paradox of Khloé's holiday confession.
Yes, the struggle versus the effort, because you see the final pictures, these perfectly coordinated costumes, immaculate kids, everything looks flawless.
And you assume she just loves Halloween.
Yeah.
Goes all out.
You'd think so, pure enthusiasm. But the sources, what she actually said, it paints a totally different picture.
That's the twist, yeah.
Yeah.
Khloé is known for being a perfectionist, right?
Yeah.
Especially with her home, the decor, the whole aesthetic.
Absolutely.
And she actually showed fans her Halloween decorations. And honestly,
yeah,
it was staggering. We're talking massive outdoor pumpkin displays, gorgeous, probably very expensive fall foliage, all over the front entrance.
And it didn't stop outside. Inside, she had this huge pumpkin garland, perfect spooky lighting, and then the detail that really seals the deal on the effort.
What was that?
A giant, like, life-sized figure of Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And apparently it was playing the theme song on a loop. Now, that level of detail, that takes serious time, serious money, serious effort. Weeks of planning, probably.
Okay, so she puts in all this work, presents this perfect picture, and then she drops this quote that kind of cuts through it all. What did she say?
It's a real aha moment. She confessed pretty directly, "I'm not a huge Halloween girl. It's just not my holiday, but I try to lean in for the kiddos."
Not a huge Halloween girl after all that.
Exactly. And this, in terms of celebrity image building, is gold. It's what you might call brand vulnerability.
Yeah.
By admitting the struggle, by saying, look, this isn't really my favorite thing, but I'm doing it anyway, she changes the whole narrative. It's not just consumption. It's not just showing off.
It becomes about sacrifice, like
Yeah.
eternal sacrifice.
Precisely. That admission that it took real effort and wasn't just pure fun for her, it actually makes the final result feel more resonant, maybe even more relatable to her audience.
Right. It enhances that authenticity performance we talked about.
Yeah.
She's not just, some detached rich person. She's a mom doing something she doesn't love.
For the joy of her kids. For True and Tatum.
Yeah.
And, that effort, it seems like it paid off, even for her. She admitted later she was so obsessed with how it all turned out, called her success "holy cow" with multiple exclamation points.
Huh. So her own satisfaction came from pulling it off for them.
Exactly. Her intentionality as a mother, it kind of overrides her personal feelings about Halloween, about ghosts and whatever. She wasn't looking for praise for her costume. She wanted to create a magical, full-out experience for her children. And telling people that narrative is just incredibly powerful.
And that focus, that dedication to the kid's experience, it flows perfectly into this whole idea of the Kardashian kid crew and its power, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. When you analyze the long-term health of the Kardashian brand, arguably the biggest investment right now is in that bond between the cousins.
It's not just about cute photos then.
Yeah. Not at all. This is succession planning 101 for a media dynasty. If the cousins are always seen together, seen as close, like a united front,
then the future looks stable.
Exactly. The future of the family's media presence, their business empire, it looks rock solid. Because these kids, they're the next generation of reality stars, of product endorsers. Their closeness guarantees future storylines, future content.
And the specific kids in this, Shoot True, Tatum, Chicago, and Dream Chicago, they really are all close in age, aren't they? And we do see them together constantly. It reinforces that squad feeling as genuine.
It does. Now, let's drill down on one specific detail here, which feels almost like a public relations statement in itself.
Okay.
The inclusion of Dream Kardashian, Rob's daughter, in that main pink cheer bear group.
Right, she was right there in the middle, matching Khloé, Kim, and Chicago.
And that carries huge symbolic weight because it actively pushes back against any, whispers or potential narratives about internal family drama or friction.
Because of, well, the history there.
Right. And Khloé is widely known, very publicly known, for being protective of her brother Rob and for consistently making sure Dream is included in everything, all the big family moments.
So putting her in the core costume group.
It's a powerful statement. The family is publicly cementing their dedication to all the youngest members. Doesn't matter who the parents are or what the situation is. It shows the strength of that sisterhood foundation they've built, now extending to their kids.
It's showing the world.
Mm-hmm.
We are one big, unified, loving unit. No exceptions.
That's the message. It's a visual confirmation of family continuity, of unconditional love, which, kind of ironically, is the engine driving this massive global business.
The authenticity that fuels the strategy.
You got it.
Okay, and speaking of strategy.
Yeah.
You can't really have a Kardashian family performance without talking about the archetype, can you?
You really can't.
So if the moms and the kids are all about unity, softness, Care Bear cuddles, what happens when the, literal ringleader of the whole operation shows up and decides to completely break the theme?
Ah, yes. That's the moment of peak self-awareness and maybe the smartest, most strategic visual of the entire photo shoot, honestly.
You were talking about Kris Jenner.
Of course. While everyone else is decked out in fuzzy pink or purple or blue, Kris Jenner, the momager herself, arrives dressed as a circus ringleader.
I just love picturing that. Kris turning up in a sharp red and black velvet coat, maybe a top hat, while everyone else is trying to navigate in giant bear suits. The contrast is just brilliant.
Yeah.
And totally intentional, you have to assume.
Oh, completely intentional. The costume details were spot on. That military-style jacket, the top hat, maybe she had a cane or a whip, I'm not sure.
It's more than just a costume, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's hilariously on brand. It's meta commentary. She's basically winking at the entire audience, acknowledging her role in this whole spectacle.
She is the ringleader of the family business, the media operation.
She is. She manages the media circus, as people call it. She orchestrates the family's global success. And wearing that costume, it shows that even in a moment that's supposed to be about genuine, maybe manufactured sentimentality,
The adults are in on the joke.
they're totally aware of the performance aspect of their lives. It gives the audience permission to chuckle because the family, or at least Kris, is acknowledging the absurdity of it all. It adds this necessary layer of humor, maybe even relatability, to what could otherwise feel like overwhelming, unattainable perfection.
Okay, so let's pull all these threads together then. We've got the pre-validated theme, Khloé doing the vulnerability performance, the strategic inclusion of Dream, Kris as the self-aware ringleader. What's the main takeaway here for you, for the listener?
I think the core takeaway is really about Khloé's profound intentionality in all this. You see a mother who is incredibly dedicated, someone who, despite juggling huge business interests, constant public scrutiny, maybe tricky personal stuff.
She prioritizes creating these very specific memory-making moments for her kids.
Exactly. The family seems constantly focused on reinforcing this idea. Underneath the glamour, the headlines, the drama, even difficult co-parenting dynamics.
The focus stays on joy, on unity, providing a stable, loving space for the cubs, as she calls them.
Right. And Khloé's caption that she shared, "Life is better when I have my cubs," that feels like the authentic core they want to project. That simple, powerful maternal love. It serves as the strategic anchor for the whole brand, really.
Which brings us to maybe a final provocative thought for you, the listener, to mull over.
Okay.
We have this authentic desire for joy, for simplicity, expressed by the mothers and the cubs, embodied by the soft, sweet Care Bears.
That warmth, yeah.
But then, standing slightly apart, you have the momager, Kris, positioned very deliberately as the ringleader, almost in uniform.
The commander.
So, the question maybe is, in this incredibly carefully managed family structure, how does the ringleader keep balancing things? How does Kris continue to juggle the strategic needs of running a global, intensely watched empire, that media circus?
With that seemingly simple, authentic desire for just family joy and togetherness that the cubs and their moms represent.
Yeah, that tension.
Exactly. And maybe that constant tension, that balancing act between the brand's demands and the desire for genuine family life. Maybe that's not a flaw in the system. Maybe it's actually the fundamental secret ingredient to their whole enduring, self-aware success story.
Something to think about. An excellent deep dive into strategic sentimentality. Thanks for joining us.